You know, for a couple of days, it's cool. It's in the law. Introduce to me, because I have them already, but because I have to
You have the copy of mine?
yes. We have them, we're gonna, after the
How many so far? Do you like the idea I gave you? I put all the stuff together, so that way, you know, stuff gets scattered all over the place.
That was excellent. We've been getting better and better and stuff.
It's so short. The email list.
Oh, no, we emailed everybody.
This gentleman was amazing on Saturday in a black shirt.
Oh, was it?
Oh, yeah.
Hi. Yeah, we all play a part here. All play a part.
But I think time is gonna save. There you are.
Raúl, ¿cómo está, mijo? This petition,
Yes, I got that. Okay, that's fine. The thing is, I like the copies of anything, but
Yeah.
so you're submitting it? Anything, or you're just saying that?
No, I sent you this one.
Yeah, but
You got the whole bucket since I'm here. I didn't fill out that.
You didn't fill out it?
No, because
Because I think that's how they.
Oh, okay, so you have a copy there. I was gonna ask if you want me to do that, because I thought that since I'm here, I didn't focus.
You need something in writing.
Oh, you need,
at
okay,
always.
okay, I could do that, yeah.
Can you believe that? He came all the way from Cali. Okay, now what else?
I need some coffee. Coffee and donuts, right? My coffee and donuts.
Thank you. Yes.
They served on a Saturday, so I was about to ask them, are you gonna charge me for this?
Of course. Where else
Maybe.
is it coming from?
11.
But see, a budget should have all the expenses, and I've not seen all the expenses. Outstanding debt, contracts,
7. 8.
invoices. I've not seen it. I don't see it. I hear you say it's 3 million you spent, but I need to see it. I need to see it on paper. I want to see it.
Well, you know, it's one good thing about today. There's gonna be a blatantly illegal act by these guys that I'll be able to send off a link to the 20 associations that they got scattered throughout the state. Everybody that's done business with us in the state's gonna know about this shit. All 20 some odd associations.
If she wants to hold it, and then give it to me right after the meeting. But whatever paperwork they have.
Name and your unit number, you sign
Yeah,
the sheet
we don't
now?
have it. She holds it.
Thank you.
She holds it.
Yes, please, your name and your unit number, and we'll just pass it around to everybody.
They already handled that. But if you wanna hold it, then just give it to me after, because I need it just here.
Tania, ¿a quién le doy eso, mamá? Ah, ok, yo espero que tú me digas.
Oh, sorry. give it to
I
them.
need to do it to them.
Yeah, so they can count
Okay,
it.
then we can take it.
¿No queda aquí? Oh. Te digo, pero firmar.
Be on top of it.
Está bien amarillo.
Great, that's a huge increase, that's crazy.
Me robaron el cartón.
¿Eh?
Me robaron su cartón.
¿Y para qué quería el cartón?
Joder.
Sí, pero ahí está todo la porquería que hay.
Sí, pero ya tiene todas sus fotos guardadas, pero ya lo saca por el tamaño.
Eso es raro, ¿no?
Estaba aquí, después no estaba aquí, o se lo robaron o alguien se lo cogió. ¿Quién sabe?
Are you having a meeting today? Right now?
Hello. Yes, guys.
This meeting needs to be canceled?
Hey, how are you doing? Everything good? Yeah, good. All right. So, perfect. Yeah? All right, so, yeah. Yeah?
All right, at this time, we'd like to call the meeting to order.
This meeting needs to be canceled, based on the fact that we didn't get 14 days notice.
Yes, you did, ma'am.
No, we did not. When did we get 14 days?
It was sent out.
It was sent
When
out.
was it sent out? You sent out an adjusted budget on Saturday, which is a new budget.
They can change the budget during the period of time.
And anytime.
Ma'am, we're gonna conduct the meeting.
I'm just
Yeah, we
letting
come
you
back to the
know
meeting.
for the record.
Okay.
Lately, Leo,
Held
they
on
don't care.
July 8th, 9 a.m. Called meeting to order to establish a quorum. We have on the phone with us.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, and yourself.
yeah.
Can you state your positions for the board?
President, Vice President, yes.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I'll get a little closer.
Yeah.
Thank you. Approval of prior meeting minutes, do you want to wish to waive those?
Yes, we can do it, yeah.
Voting on the 2019, 2020 budget. Do I
Which
have a
figure,
motion?
which figure are you
Yes.
voting on?
I will get to that.
Yes.
The motion to approve the budget of $1,269,089 with reserves of $200,000. Do I have a motion?
Yes,
All in favor?
all in favor?
Aye. Motion carried. At this time, Mr. President, do you wish to adjourn the meeting?
Yes.
No other business?
No.
so
Who's the
therefore-
eye on the phone?
Janice?
Have you just adopted the budget?
They just adopted it.
Hey, what happened to Hori then? She's
But
too
the
busy
membership
in
is allowed to
Albania?
speak on any agenda items, are you not gonna take questions?
I
We
can
did.
after.
We did, we can do it after, yeah.
No, before you adjourn, you should take questions,
No.
not after.
Not necessarily, but I'm happy to, but for the next
Yeah.
15 minutes only because I have to
Yeah.
go to another meeting.
Well, it's my understanding that based
Okay.
on Florida statute, any proposed budget must be mailed out together with the notice. I understand that you mailed one out, but it was modified significantly on a meeting that was held Saturday.
Correct.
So shouldn't it be mailed out again, the whatever budget was discussed
It will be
at
mailed
that
out
meeting?
now. It will be mailed out now because of the modifications that were made on Saturday. A new budget will be sent out, today or tomorrow to all the residents. Because you can always change it and modify it after it's been sent out because of finding out more information on one item or finding out information on another item. So yes, we could do that.
How are you gonna modify it exactly?
We did on Saturday,
So based on those suggestions
yes.
and any other suggestions after that? do you
No,
take
because
those?
now that it's been finally approved and adopted by the board.
Yeah, but I think
What
you're
board?
gonna have
They're not the
another
board.
challenge on your
Please do me
hands.
one favor.
They've
Please
been
do me-
recalled.
Please do me one favor, everybody. I'm happy to answer questions. I'll do the best I can, but I can only hear one voice at a time. And I think Raul will just ask the question.
Yeah, but, listen.
How can he approve this if he's been recalled? Him, his wife, who's off God knows where, and this poor lady.
sir, that is something that I am
State
not.
law and case law. Alright, go ahead.
From my understanding, that's something you have to discuss with the attorney. I'm not an attorney, okay, so I wanna make that clear.
We
I
have,
don't-
they've been served, so there's
But there was
nothing,
some issues
no
between-
legality here.
but
There's
there
no
was some-
issues, you
There
say the
was
hell
some
with it,
issue.
do what you
There
want.
was some issues. But again, I'm not an attorney, Raul, so I'm not gonna even, you know, have the conversation, it's just not here to me.
Fair.
Yes.
Sorry, let's, I don't know, is meeting closed?
Evan,
Yeah, they're on the meeting, right?
are you,
Yeah.
are you
No.
licensed, are you
Have you done
licensed?
the thing?
Are you
Did you
licensed?
do the thing for the job?
He's
Did
asking
they
a
do it? We
question.
have to adjourn.
You did.
Oh,
You
I got
did.
it. I did, right?
Are you licensed
Yeah.
in the state of
Okay.
Florida, Evan?
Thank you.
As what, sir?
Okay.
Are you licensed in the state of
Yeah.
Florida? Okay, I'm just, actually, I was looking forward to having an attorney at the last meeting because I was gonna tell him or her that I was gonna file a complaint for professional misconduct with the disciplinary committee because of the charade of participating in a budget discussion when the Florida law states that once a board is served with a majority of owners voting for a recall, that board is recalled. And this former board came in with objections to the vote and went outside of the four corners of the vote. So, and as I understand it, at this point, that process is ongoing, and it's going to an arbitrator. And so this board is illegal, and Evan, I'm telling you that as a professional, I think you're exposed to professional misconduct because you are supporting and participating in an illegal act. And this board has been recalled. This board has no authority to pass a budget, has no authority to consider a budget, to modify a budget. And I'm saying, I'm sharing this with you, Evan, that you are participating in an illegal act, and I think you need to consider whether your license is exposed to the plain of professional misconduct because you're supporting this illegal act. And if the attorney were here, and that's one of the reasons I came on Friday, I would have told the attorney that I was gonna file a complaint with the disciplinary committee for professional misconduct on behalf of the attorney. This board has no legal authority to consider a budget, modify a budget, or pass a budget. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank, and I take your comments under advisement as always.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. The lady in the back?
Two points, did the board leave? Because I don't see him here.
I think they went in the office.
Okay, so is the meeting adjourned? Because if they're not present, I don't think we can conduct the meeting.
Well, I can ask them to step back out.
Step back in.
Well, step back in, excuse me, rather, yes, I'm sorry, I didn't mean
And
to.
then the other question is, I understand your comment that you sent a proposed budget, but I stand by my firm, recommendation that you call the DBPR, find out because you modified the budget significantly, $400,000 less. You're talking about almost 30% of the budget was reduced at Saturday's meeting. I think you should call them to confirm that you don't need to send that out to the membership again before approving the budget, because the statute is very clear. It says any proposed budget must be mailed out with the agenda and notice of the budget meeting 14 days before. So if you modified it, and you modified it significantly, how could the board vote on something that the membership doesn't even know that they're voting on?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna have another challenge with the DBPR, and I don't think the board should be spending money unnecessarily for
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just to say that if you, we don't know what they're gonna be passing today. I understand that after the meeting was over, some owners stay here. There were like a few people, and you went ahead. So we don't know exactly what they're gonna be passing for this budget. As Frank said, this is illegal because you have been recalled this board as the majority of the votes. The current status, it is clear. There is an arbitration going on, moving along. You should know that. And this is really obscene, what this board is doing. The guy is not even here, which is very rude, not even be, present here, it's like we are talking to you, but, you know, this is like, never seen anything like that in my life, which is a voluntary job, a board member, and they, refuse to, step down. I mean, this is something that it's, and they keep doing this and this and this and this. And they chose this time, people, have to work, Saturday at 8 o'clock, a long holiday, Sunday at 9 o'clock, so nobody show up here. I mean, this is, I mean, come on, people separate here.
I understand all of your points, sir, I do. And I understand your points.
I have a
I'm
question.
sorry, no, hold on, I'm trying to do this in order. Yes, ma'am.
I'd just like to say, Stephanie from A11, it's painful to see, and I don't know what you're called now, but American Management Group, this is painful to pay that much money to a management group. I mean, we look up to you guys, I mean, look at our kids. Look at the management umbrella company. You guys are a big company. We thought you would watch over us. We have a board we're fighting. We thought that you would be honest with us. We paid all of that money for a special assessment. And as a layperson, did they pay all the money to the bad construction company and they didn't finish? Did they put that money in escrow? Is it still there? This looks like a complete twilight zone, like we stopped. It is the most embarrassing thing.
Yeah.
And as our management company, we look up to you guys, we depend on you, that's why you're here. I was a formal CAM myself, my license is gone because I don't speak as much Spanish as I should have learned a long time ago, so, you know, I'm very, very sharp at maintaining, but this is just wiping everybody's mind out. It's not fair. And I just want to say that is very painful to see, what do you guys call now, American Management Group, I know.
ASG.
Association Specialty Group.
Right. So,
After the financial fraud, that the
Right.
treasurer
But
served
is
on the board
Eric
for 11
nice
months
with
without
Irving
any
Cartman,
payment.
the
That's
owner
what they
of Pura Vida is
created.
one of the
ASG.
founding members.
no, she can, that's, anyway, I just want to say that to you, and, you know, it's just shameful. It's terrible. How can you manage us and be so big and all polished and just let Bayshore suffer like this after we spent all that money?
This lady.
I'm done. Thank you very much.
This lady was next, I'm sorry. She was
So
next.
my only addition to all of that is that, did you disclose all of the expenses?
I'm sorry, ma'am?
Did you disclose all of the
Yes,
expenses?
we did, yes, we did.
All of the outstanding expenses like contracts,
Mhm.
any
Yes.
debts owing, is that all there?
Yes.
Because I did not see that in any
But we
attachment.
don't typically add that into a budget when if you do like a records request, anything that you request has been provided either by Steve or the attorney.
No, I have not received anything from Steve or the attorney. I
Okay.
am asking specifically, did you give to unit owners as a group, as a whole? Did you give them, disclose all outstanding debt, all expenses? That's a
because that's not
requirement
part of
based on the code.
No, it's not part of it.
Yes, it is. It says it in the code, that you must disclose it. If you have an annual budget, you must disclose that.
Well, in the condominium documents and the car statutes that I've recently read.
It says it there as well. It's in the bylaws.
Okay, well, I'm sorry then, I didn't see it. You have to
So,
show
but
me.
that is your job, sir, to know that it's there, and not only that,
Well,
to provide it to
I just said
us.
to you that I did go through them, and I don't see anything in there that says anything to that ratio of having to go through that as far as the budget process.
It is there. Everyone in the state of Florida is doing this except for Bayshore.
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with everybody else in the state of Florida. I'm not trying to be rude to you, but I'm just telling you that's not something I've seen.
You are
in the-
licensed, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you are going to approve the budget even you are in violation of the 14 days because it's a new budget. I want to make sure because you already left, it's already approved, and then we have to make a complaint in BBPR, another one. two more.
no.
Because the meeting is, made it with a new budget that the majority didn't know, because we are here a few on Saturday, and because the budget is over 15%. And then we have two different DVPR complaint again. Then you assume that you're going to keep it, you are not going to cancel the meeting, you're going to keep doing the thing that you wanted every time, you are violating everything, every rules, and you're going to keep doing. Even you are in the process in arbitration and all of that, they're going to keep violating law and doing whatever you want, ignoring the law, ignoring the owner that you represent. And then he left, he even don't care what happened. Then the question again, you are going to keep approving this meeting, or you're going to cancel the meeting? Because you have to take a decision right now, in front of everybody.
The board has made
This is where you're saying, we're going to present this thing to the DVPR. You have two cases against you. Only in this meeting. This meeting should be canceled, because nobody knows the change of them. Whatever we did here on Saturday is not a majority. You change it, but people have to look at it again and prove it or not. I mean, then you're violating that. You're keeping doing that. I want to be sure, because the answer, yes, we are going to keep the budget,
Well, I don't wish to interrupt you, so I wanted to wait till you were finished. I wanted to be a gentleman to you. The board has approved and adopted the budget, yes.
So you're willing to take the consequences of
Hold on,
everything? No, that's
the lady in the
basically what
back,
everybody's
the lady in the
saying
back
here.
had her hand up first.
It's a summary what you're
Ma'am,
saying. You're
ma'am,
willing to take consequences?
ma'am.
Can you ask him that?
Ma'am,
I already
ma'am,
stopped.
no, I'm here to tell you, we're raising our hand, asking the questions.
Okay.
If it gets out of hand, I'm gonna ask you to leave.
No, I'm not gonna get out of
Thank
hand.
you.
I promise.
Please
I'll
raise
be
your
here
hand for the
in no
next
time.
thing. Thank you.
The lady in the back. I believe.
Just real quick, 2 points. Number one, I think all of us here probably voted to waive reserves. So I'm assuming that the board didn't even consider that, and they approved to approve it with fully funded reserves?
Fully funded up to 200,000, yes.
Okay, so where do we present our proxy
The
to
the
waive?
limited proxy, is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
Okay. You didn't have enough proxies to go ahead and change the reserve to waive them or to 25%. There was not enough proxies.
How do you know if we've
How
got
many-
some proxies here?
Because people gave them in to us.
What's the count?
I don't know, Steve will want to.
How many, Steven?
Can you list them
Way
to
more
us?
than 25%.
Can you tell me who that they are?
No, not right at
Can,
the moment.
you cannot? Why not?
He just said at the moment. We're not gonna be argumentative, please, ladies and gentlemen.
You said
No,
25%, that's more than 25%.
1 second, the lady in the back was still
You
had
only
the
need
floor.
10%.
That
The
was
lady in
my,
the back still had the floor, and I only have 10 more minutes, but please, ma'am.
that is my only point. It's just that it seems unlikely that the board would vote on fully funding reserves when perhaps there are more proxies to be presented to waive the reserves.
And just as a point of interest, when you waive reserves, it clearly states in the documents that what happens, it could happen, or I hope it never does, is that when you totally waive your reserves, 100%, pardon me, and let's say you have an event, hurricane, or whatever, the association then has to have a special assessment to repair those items. That special assessment could be greater than what was in the reserves.
You're making an assumption,
Of course I'm making an assumption.
and you're just giving advice.
But,
No,
and I understand your point, however, given the circumstances that the association is in at this moment, the significant number of the membership would like to waive the reserves. Doesn't mean that it's gonna be waived forever, it's just for 1 year, so that you can overcome this crisis and this situation that you're in, so that the maintenance fee doesn't go so far above the 115%. So I think it's important that the board can take into consideration what the membership wishes to do.
I understand your point, but I wanted to just elaborate a little bit on that. Was there any other questions? I have like 5 more minutes.
I have a question.
Yes, you don't
Okay.
mind? Do you mind if I go
No,
over it?
go ahead.
Oh, no, when you mail out the coupons with the new amounts, Will that be you, or will that be the board? Who is it that mails out the coupons?
It's a company that is hired to mail them out.
On your behalf, though, right? On behalf of
The
the
bank.
association? Okay, because the moment we receive those, that'll be mail and wire fraud. Because it's gonna be asking for funds that are from an illegal budget, an illegal board, and from you. So you know that's a federal crime. It's 20 years, $1 million, every instance. So every person that gets one of those, that's gonna be another $1 million, another 20 years tacked on. That's federal. There's no wiggle room. In 20 years is 20 years, just so you should know. Mail and wire fraud. It's also gonna be extortion, because at some point you're gonna ask for money or foreclosure. It's gonna be a threat against us and our property. So extortion, mail and wire fraud. Remember those two things. 177 counts, because of every unit in the building that gets that. I would suggest to everyone, you keep paying your old maintenance. When the new numbers come in, pay your old maintenance. When you start getting the threats, take those to the federal authorities. Take those to the state authorities. Go after them. Go after him, go after him, go after Mike who's cowering in the
He stole
office.
my poster
And
board.
Albania, and his wife in Albania, and the poor lady from 507. And that's it. That's all. Maria, you can continue.
Okay, so, I have a problem with the revenues, because all these revenues that used to be in the budget, they have been wiped out as they are not coming, so.
We discussed that on Saturday, Maria.
Yeah, I know, that the board doesn't want to put them in. Listen, you have a duty to respect what the board should be, because it's a valued revenue and it should be there. You know, it was $10,000 for delinquent fee income. Okay, that's what is running as of this year. Interest income, you have access cards, almost $2,000 because they charge us for it. And then we have the laundry income is 12 grand, and we have interest income, and nothing like that. I added all that. It's like $13,000 in addition to the laundry income that is the only thing that you guys put on. No, not even that. I mean, what kind of games are you playing with us? First, they passed in January of 2017. They passed a $1.5 million as special assessment. 100 days later, they passed a $1.5 million balloon loan that is due in July of next year. That carries a half $500,000 in interest. Then they tried to pass an $8 million crazy special assessment, didn't go through thanks to the riot of the unit owner. Then they passed a $500,000 special assessment 2 weeks ago, and now you increase the budget to $1,269,000. I'd like to remind you, I've been here 22 years. I've never seen anything like this. This is so criminal. I mean, it's out of mind. Our budget has always been $690,000. We couldn't collect 90 because we didn't have these cash buyers globally. So we live with $600,000 a year all our lives. We managed with that. Eventually, we passed special assessments to pay the real estate taxes for the parking lot for Alcolet, and that was year after year after year. And then all of a sudden, in 2014, you guys decided to increase our budget from 690 to 742. That was not good enough. So a year later, they increased it to 902,000. So that was 2016. And in 2018, they increased it to 982,000. And that's not good enough. So now you increase it to 1,269,000.
Plus 20,000 extra.
That's not good enough. And in the meantime, you have hired a management company whose father is a professional thief. The father of Eric Levine has been convicted of civil theft and conspiracy in $11 million in the case of Franco Investments LLC in Aventura, and they bring that in here at Bayshore to do construction. And what did they do? He defaced our tennis courts, didn't build anything. He defaced our front, didn't build anything. He defaced our plumbing, and they blame it on me. The plumbing is 50 years old, people, so I don't control the city, the violations, the $100,000 in violations that Pura Vida, Eric Levine, and his father, Michael Levine, and his professional thief associate, Irving Cartman, the pura
Okay,
vida, the
Maria,
professional
Maria.
managers, they're the ones who cause $100,000 in violation.
I have, can I talk now?
So where are we going with this
Just-
$1,400,000? Tell me.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so I believe for you, whatever you do, I don't know exactly your position or your, the description of your job, I don't know who pays you, I don't know, I'm very ignorant about that. Nonetheless, I believe that you have a license, okay? And I believe the board of directors and everything, even associations are ruled by the department, the BPR. Now, your jobs, the board and everybody who's making decisions is to look after the welfare of the building, and that includes the homes of the people that are sitting here and the people that have investments here. And it's not just to, oh, I feel like doing this, I feel like making this prettier just like that, okay? So I do not understand, that's what I asked before, and now I ask you again, you are willing to take the risk of the consequences of this. Because you may see around 25 people here, but you don't know. I've been talking to people, helping them to all get together, and I know a lot of proxies were emailed, and a lot of these copies have already been sent among us. So you guys are doing something that is against the welfare of the people that are sitting here. And I know you're excellent at listening, and that is a very good trick. And I don't mean to insult you, I'm just complimenting you. And that's probably what I don't have sometimes, because I don't have that kind of personality, because I have passion and I love people, and I believe in everybody being happy. And I don't believe in sharks, trying to eat the small people. A lot of people here live in this place. This place did not need that fountain. I don't know how that fountain came up. I don't know if anybody here approved it, and I don't know if those people, I'm sorry, yeah. I don't know if the people that you said that are in favor of the raising of whatever you guys raising and all those numbers, I don't know how many people those are. But mostly they're not here, and you guys are taking advantage of them, keeping them blind, okay? So the tennis court were working fine as parking. You started destroying many things, and you brought all this chaos. You brought all this chaos. And I bet you that the same things that are gonna be done, or that you guys are planning, people that really care about the welfare and the good health of the building, for not to become in this crisis, who had done this and even better and on a timely manner, with the proper permits, answering to the permits, getting things done. So what you have done, on one side, whether it's fraud this way or the other one, you guys have been
racketeering.
No, there is a word when somebody is doing the job wrong, when bad doctors do it.
That's racketeering.
Malpractice.
They do the same job.
What you're doing is wrong. Okay, so there are many things that you guys are doing wrong. And believe me, you may see 25 people here, but all of us have another person that is not here that is against what you're doing. So now I ask you, you are willing to take the consequences of what this is going to do to you, your company, and to the board? Just say yes or no.
No.
You're willing to take the consequences?
No.
Oh, that's what I wanted to hear. He's not willing to take the consequences. Thank you. So you agree that whatever consequences will be very, very harmful to your company, and you are right now backing up something that many people here are against. Did everybody say he's not willing to take the consequences? Everybody heard him?
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to hear.
Thank you. Excuse me, I have to leave to another meeting, I apologize. No, hold
No,
on.
it's always the same thing, it's always the same thing.
Excuse me, I did say that earlier. I did say that out of respect.
Just got other
I did
victims
say
to visit
that.
today.
Okay, so I'm gonna let the gentleman in the back, and that'll be it.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
How many projects, how many waivers need to waive the reserve? How many votes do we have?
I don't know if Steve has those in the office. I'm happy to get those for you while I'm leaving.
51.
The total was 51, but then there was less because some of them were not filled out correctly.
How?
And some were not
Oh,
signed.
you are rejecting?
Could you tell us?
Some of them assigned themselves, which they didn't do. Yeah.
But we did that last year.
Excuse me, ma'am, let the
Sorry.
gentleman finish.
So we need about, how many, 80 some, no?
Was it 177 if I'm not mistaken in the building?
No, we need 10%.
177 will be about 84.
It's approximately, yeah.
And we follow with another recall.
Another thing. Based on Florida statute, 10% of the units present at the board meeting,
That's it, yeah.
ask the budget to disregard that budget, and has to be disregarded, and the budget has to submit it, right?
If that's what the documents say.
I am correct. So we have 20, we need 10%, about 18, because we have 18.
Yeah, she said we have 51.
Presented.
Waive it.
You have it presented.
You have,
It has already been presented.
how many people are here, by just a quick show of hands, are owners here? Not being represented by someone, not representing someone, but are owners here. Keep your hands up until I finish counting.
Yeah.
Are you together? Let me just rephrase. You could, if you're an owner, husband and wife, it can only be one.
Yeah,
Okay.
but some
One,
people have more
two,
than
three,
one.
4, 5.
People have more than one.
Yes.
I have two.
More than one property. They don't have two.
I have 7.
Everybody, keep your hands up, please.
Yeah.
I have a 3.
You got 3.
Put your fingers.
We have.
Keep your hands up, please.
Excuse me, please, I have the floor,
Yes.
okay? Can you present the ones that we have signed, the projection of the budget, we have more than 18?
Yeah.
So, present it. Present it.
We have a petition.
Okay.
Yeah, just present it to them.
This is gonna save you guys. You know that.
Oh, they have 51, they already have the count.
Last question, like I said, I gotta get out of here.
I want to know.
I'd like to know.
It's first time.
No, I
that-
can't.
Hey, we never.
I have a question too. That wasn't addressed before.
The meeting of the budget was adjourned, and I said earlier I have another meeting to go to. Okay.
No, the thing is that the process are to be counted in front of us, and then we see that. You have to
I
count
can have
what-
Steve bring it up to you.
What waiving this, what waiving that, you have to print it, you have to present the proof to us. And then you said that you approved the budget with reserves, you approving that with reserve. Show
Yes.
us, percentage, you have to show, you have to print all the proxies and present here one by one, separating. This is approving and these are disapproving. You have to show us that, this is the way that you should command
I
this meeting.
think he just went inside to get them.
Huh?
He went inside to get them. So in the meantime, I have a question about the legal fees.
No,
I have a question, what meeting are you going to? Where's it located? How far?
it's in my corporate office in Pembroke Pines.
Okay, what's the name of the association?
It's not an association meeting I'm going to.
What meeting are you going to? What's the?
That's not immaterial, sir.
No, it's not, you're saying you're going to a meeting.
Yes.
You're gonna cut this short, these people have questions. I'd like to know, on behalf of my client, what meeting are you going to, the specifics?
important.
What time are you due there?
So did I.
Because I've been paying
Another
association
one.
and I'm being charged and I'm being on collection with something that I have not been paid. I've been talking to you for more than 3 months. And I'm still going on collection and nobody has time, just like this person, nobody has time to speak to me.
What's your
Now,
unit
I
number?
think it's very disrespectful. I manage 90 properties and I never
Did we speak last week and Leon was gonna
Yeah,
address
I'm
you?
waiting for Leon. I've been speaking to you about this since March.
Right,
So
and
what are we doing? What am
Because
I
you-
paying your salary for?
because you're-
Because you're not willing to look at my paperwork.
because
All the
you're,
documents, excuse me,
Okay, sure, go ahead.
all the checks that I've been giving to you,
Right.
they have no knowledge that I have been giving it to you. I'm being charged late fees, I'm being charged associations, collections, all of this. And I have all the proof. Nobody has time. You told me 2 weeks ago that you were gonna have time for me. Now I'm sitting here, I'm waiting, and all the time, we go anywhere. Alliance that you put, they have no time for me. This person has no time to listen to anything. You have no time. So who do I need to speak to? Because I never deal with something like this. I manage 90 properties. I never saw an association. This is unbelievable. How can you not have no record of my payments?
And then you're leaving.
can I ask you a question? Quick.
No sé.
I promise not to
Ma'am, when
be
you said
rigid.
that, when you came and you spoke to Leon and he said he was gonna help you with it and you sent the documents,
How long was that ago?
it's about a week and a half.
More.
Right.
And I'm still getting threats from Paola, from Alliance, that I'm going on collection, that the property is gonna be foreclosed. When I have all the payments.
And is
Now,
it-
I made a payment plan, nobody can explain to me this, I made a payment plan, finish on July, on August, oh, I have a due. How can I do a payment plan with them? And when it's finished, you tell me I have a due, I have a balance outstanding.
They did it to me, they did it to me.
Do I have to put in a?
They don't wanna release you from collection.
I can't do this, I can't do this all the time. I've been really nice to you,
And I have as well.
I've been very patient.
I had a late
but I
fee in
can't
December.
just-
Come on up.
You were right to speak, and I haven't been able to speak. Can I ask you a question?
That's between you two, I'm sorry, I'm just here to keep the peace.
Go ahead, sir, go ahead. Yeah, I want to ask, what type of insurance does our management company have, covers us? Because I believe there's a due diligence with the contractors out here. I believe they're missing some, some legal things that they're supposed to do.
What kind of insurances do we have? Is that
Yeah,
your question?
are you the management company? I don't know, sorry.
I work for the management.
Okay, so what type of insurance?
I'm sure they have very strong general liability.
Great, just want to make sure that I'm safe, that's why. And,
What's up, come back.
I'm sorry, buddy. What's the executed contracts between the contractor and our building? Do we have access to that?
You don't wanna do it now.
Executed contract.
The contract between the contractor.
Yes, you want to see that. Okay. Get that from Steve.
I have surprised, just taking time, I guess I'm gonna make a legal
Bunch of
request.
thieves.
All right, thank you. You're welcome.
Okay, I have a question, once he gets the proxies.
Excuse me, it's
I have a
adjourned, the
question.
meeting has
Things
adjourned.
like that.
It wasn't adjourned.
She's gonna get the proxies.
No, it wasn't adjourned.
So it was adjourned by the board. I stayed around to answer some
Okay,
questions.
but still, I know, it doesn't matter. Can I present the petitions?
Sure.
Can I take photos of those?
Well, you wanna take
Yeah,
photos?
of course.
If you want to.
Actually, we have 21 days, you can make
Yes, we're
photocopies.
going to do
Make
that.
photocopies of the same.
We're gonna submit a petition to them.
If you want, you can pass them quickly in front of the,
We're gonna do that. That's the only way to deal with them is legal action.
Yeah, legal action, I mean, this robbing us with one glove.
They're just ignoring.
It's like, it goes on and on and on and on.
But the proxies, the waiver, we need to know the count. That I would like to hear.
I like how he changed it from 10% to 25%. Just pull the number out his ass.
Tanya's right, they should count. People have proxies to even submit. They're here, they're in attendance. That's why I didn't like that form.
And why didn't they like that? I put myself as my
We
representative.
did that last year, no problem.
Is the meeting adjourned? Is the meeting finished? Yeah.
Did you say bye-bye?
No, we're waiting for the proxy to count. He's gonna come back and give us.
The proxies.
This shows that the president, he doesn't care. It is so rude from him going in there like, okay, yeah, I don't care what you guys are saying, I'm gonna pass the budget, and that's the kind of attitude.
His wife's in hiding in Albania.
We pick out this board, it's all because this board.
That's right.
It's moving along the arbitration, and we know that we are gonna prevail on this. And not big, I mean, we brought here the Telemundo, I mean, this is outrageous, outrageous. It's like a laughing, he and his wife. He's afraid, he's a coward. He has this puppet here that doesn't know anything. Look at this lady that is being paid. I mean, everybody is being repulsed somehow.
May I suggest something to everybody here? Please listen carefully, because I see this happening in a lot of places, okay?
Okay, we're getting a count.
Nobody has to do something here.
Voy a decirlo en español y después en español. Todos los cheques con los que han pagado, por favor, que se encuentren fuera el cheque back. That's you're going to find something wrong there. So check where.
Okay, of the 51, 31 were fine.
Which
Yep,
ones? Which
104, 117, 204, 216, 304, 401, 402, 411, 611, 615, 616, 617, 705,
Wait, 617 what?
705.
705,
Okay.
706, 707, 708, 803, 816.
Hey, what about me? 804.
901, 905, 911, 914, 1008, 1009, 1014.
Stephen, we brought you some proxies, like I got
I know you
Stephanie.
emailed, right, and some were emailed, or, right, so I printed them all out.
But there are people who are present.
I'm here, present.
You have it now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I give it to
Okay,
Elsa.
I don't have them, so.
Well, it's there, it's there, it's there.
You mentioned
If you emailed, I got it.
You're missing six.
Right, well, the six.
But he doesn't have
right.
mine either.
Keep in mind,
The
804.
there are 6 of the 31 that are invalid
Steven, we
because.
have more proxies of people here, because if we were coming here, we were not gonna
Yes.
email.
That's fine, so put them here.
Okay.
Anybody has them,
Let's,
put them up.
let's put it there. Okay.
Did everybody make copies of your proxy before?
Okay,
I don't have it on
let me finish it. There's some that are invalid because. Maria, the 6 that you're asking about.
Steve, mine was emailed, do you have my signature?
One of them was, yeah. Because you can't assign your, I think you can't assign yourself.
But I asked you that, you never got back to me, you
I
never
was sick
responded.
the next day,
I mean, you
Elsa.
could have written an email, somebody could have told me. No, that is not that is.
Okay, well, thank you, Elsa.
You have
I
other
appreciate-
people
I
work
appreciate
here.
it. I appreciate
No,
it.
there are other
Okay.
people, what do you think we pay money for?
Alright, so let's go. The last 6 of that 31.
It's just a bunch of excuses, man, you gotta stop it.
Oh, give it to us and then we'll put it in the, no, please.
You want me to help
Oh, please. Oh, I just took photos of it.
Alex.
¿Quiere que te ayude?
Take photos and you put them on. You write that picture?
No.
I'm gonna send you my.
Yeah, because I want to go through what I have here, and then we'll do it, because I'm not gonna just sit down. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
No, let me, like you said, I got
Well, can you guys ask for the number? Do you want to do that?
Alex has another batch.
What did I say?
Alright, of the 31, there were 6.
Last one was 10, 14.
Right, but there are 6 that are invalid for voting rights.
Why, Alex?
Okay, it's 114, 301, 302, 302.
No, but you didn't say you were on the phone.
114, 301,
301,
302, 907, 502, and 506. No, we're not done with that yet. Just put them there, no, just put them there, and we'll deal with them after. The number will change, but I have to deal with them after. Okay, there were 16. Okay, can I go through the list? You'll hear why. Okay. There were 16 that were invalid because they put themselves as a proxy.
Okay, yes, but you can't do that. You cannot do that.
10,
705. Oh, wait a second.
We're here now, we could even submit it. All of us good.
Yeah, we talked about that. Okay, so 1010, 802,
804, 501, 107, 77, 212, 109, 116.
Steven, why was 116 wrong?
Because they assign themselves, you can't assign yourself, you have to assign somebody else.
But you, so we have accepted it that way before.
When I got clarification, I was told, for the
But who did you tell that?
the attorney.
I'm the owner.
Who did you tell?
I'm the owner of it.
Right, so then you don't even need a proxy because you're here.
And it doesn't matter, you didn't have a vote, so he should present it.
Right, but you have to present it correctly. You can't assign yourself. You have to assign somebody else. Just somebody on your staff.
Oh, okay, so if I come, I don't have to put
You
it.
would need one. Right, that's right.
But how did you know I was coming?
I don't know, but you sent me a proxy, so I'm assuming you're not coming. Everybody who sent a proxy, the assumption is they're not coming. They're assigning somebody else on their behalf. That's the whole point of it.
What about the ones that were
How are you
getting a
gonna, I
proxy?
think that we need to have that checked. I don't think this should be starting themselves. Because, think about it, you didn't have a vote to waive the reserves. So if you didn't have a vote, how are they gonna present their vote?
Right, but if
How do we
the
vote?
percentage, as Louis said, if it was an 84% of the voting, you guys didn't even have enough for that. You need
No, you need not 84%, 84 total votes.
You don't have that, even with everything.
But you may
Now-
have had it
now-
if how many did you disqualify?
16.
16. So if we get those fixed, and you still, I think you have a window of time, I
And
don't
plus,
think they need it to be.
well, it's supposed to be before the meeting, but now that you guys have requested that they're gonna, the office and it's not that I'm being difficult,
But it
I
wasn't
didn't
that.
try to be,
I know, you're not.
punitive in any way. If it was obvious, I told you something not.
But I understand why he did what he did, because he's like, well, I want to vote on this matter, I'm gonna be at the meeting, but you didn't have a vote here to do it, so that's why he did what he did.
Have enough. Like you needed the 84. If you had that, then it would have been a different story. It would have been a discussion. Since I didn't have it before the meeting, then it wasn't a discussion. That's why. Okay. What number? What number did you do? What number? 16. That was going through that.
And the ones you have there, the ones that he has. We received this many and they needed to reflect it on the record how many people were.
No, con mi teléfono. No, no, es que necesito las copias yo.
Okay, we have proxies from some people. I have proxies for people. So you gotta count the.
He's saying that I have to put somebody else's name.
That's what he's saying. But
Alexandra, ¿quiere que te ayude?
and they have a problem. If they didn't allow it last year, they will allow
Give me half. Give me half.
Mine is, and I signed the bond. He's saying that that's wrong.
And he didn't tell anybody, because I asked him.
So my proxy is,
That's what he's saying.
now I gotta do it again.
You can do it if you have blanks, maybe.
Yeah, give me, and I'll put, your name. Mine was at the bottom. I'll look for it as well. Look for me for a blank paper, so I send it out, and I'll look for it.
The whole point of a proxy is that somebody's coming on your behalf.
Okay, I got these.
Me las mandan.
Sí.
Okay, let me filling it out, and then you look for the fill your name out.
So you're here, so then you can reach it.
Okay, Elsa, do you have any proxies to take copies?
Yes.
And new ones?
Yes. There are some in here that,
Búscame el 116 ahí, que está mal. El 116 está mal. Y tengo que hacerlo de nuevo. So voy a ponerla a ella y voy a firmar. So si ves el 116 me lo das, que ese es el mío.
you're saying no?
You have all these here. It's supposed to be the ones that are for the
And do you see us state that you're
Sí, gracias. with my name, it has my name on both.
If you come to the meeting, you don't need a proxy, but if you're not coming to the meeting.
Well, how do you
need to
How do you
I
know?
only count you if you I only count who sent the proxy. That's two other dollars.
You didn't count us.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Right, but as Will said, and I agree, that we need 84 proxies to make
Sí.
If we didn't have 84, when I counted everything, even with good and bad, there was not even 84 before I started pulling
But
stuff
that's
out.
still poorly done. What if you have
I didn't know you were. That was the same monster.
que lo cambie ahora para otra persona?
Ajá, es lo que voy a hacer, le voy a poner el nombre de
Exacto. Que lo cambie, está aquí, que lo cambie ahora para otra persona.
Either way, you have a vote. By paper, it's incorrect, but you're here. So if they had the vote, you would say, I'm voting.
I asked you.
Can you stop cutting me off?
I'm
Okay,
pissed
all right,
off.
fine, but don't finish.
I'm sorry if I'm being rude.
But now he's saying that we're talking about how does he know I'm here? How does he know I'm here? How is he going to count me about it? Mine wasn't approved because I put my name here and I signed it here. I'm supposed to put somebody else's name and here I don't come.
Cuénteme eso, cuénteme cuántos hay ahí. ¿Cuántos hay? Es que cómo sabemos qué recibieron y qué no recibieron.
But turn it whatever you have. Turn it whatever you have. Que es lo que
Aún recibo una lista que lo reciba bien.
46. Alexandra,
Te voy a voy a hacer la lista, María, tranquila, ya les tomé fotos.
No te preocupes, yo voy a sacar mi foto, yo tengo derecho a sacar, si no, que vos me lo quitaras de la mano.
Un momento, María. Es que voy a poner los otros que tengo. Es que
¿Dónde está
tengo
lo que
más.
saqué foto? Lo que yo le saqué foto, ¿dónde está?
¿Por qué no se hace aquí? Lo va haciendo y yo voy haciendo la lista.
Bueno.
con la cámara.
Ah, perdón.
Mamita, si quiere, mamita, yo sé que es un día. Hablamos ahorita. Sí, mami, yo la llamo. Gracias por todo, ¿ok? ¿Quién es esta?
116.
116.
¿Cuál es el apartamento nada más?
Ese soy yo.
Ajá, 116, ok, ya, dale.
304. 107. 308. 609. 806. 601.
¿Quién le pregunta? Porque aquí no sabemos qué matones.
908.
Que les priella.
215.
Ya.
402. 616.
So, but they used it. So,
That's the board that wants it out. 10.
all the questions except that
I wrote myself.
Este es, creo que es,
Alejandro, ¿cuál es el apartamento de Oz? ¿Cuál es el apartamento?
608.
Is that you?
No, that's good one. That's the valid one.
¿Pero qué es esto?
That one is mine too. But hold on. This unit is registered under my sister.
No importa, pero necesito poner el número. 911.
Ah, we got it. Dime.
I gave it to her.
10, 14. Espérese. 10,
Alguien le ensució el papel. ¿Esto lo hizo o no?
3, sí.
¿Ya lo hice?
Ya, listo. Porque está doble. 312. Doble.
Ah, ¿este ya lo saqué? No.
No sé, pero tome la de
You got very much?
Because now it's blatant.
They know que están cogidos.
Sí, pues ya lo sabes.
Espérate, está doble.
To lie
Dos
to my
15 ya.
face.
Ah, ¿este es el mismo que acá?
Sí. Dos. Yo no creo que tenemos.
¿Ah?
No creo que tenemos.
Solamente necesitamos el 10%.
¿Oh, sí?
Ahí le traje la paginita.
Ah, ¿verdad?
Para hacer el report, sí.
No, para el reject project
Pero los Condo Board dice que le podemos hacer un report. Tenemos que hacer un meeting dentro de los 30 días de esto. Hoy estuvo en el meeting que hizo, vinieron y lo dijeron rapidísimo y se fueron.
Claro, vivos, es que son una raza. Espérate, María, espérate. Dice ahí que falta acá, yo tengo. Ahora, necesito. Estos son duplicates.
No, me voy a quedar más chica.
Duplicates, hold on. Espérate, mamita, ya te atiendo, mi amor.
No, lo que quiero es para no perder mi
Ok, necesito. Espérese. Sí, espérese, es que quiero ver si aquí tengo más.
Bueno, dame la lista en lista.
Petitions. Some of the
No, ahí hay un problema.
Espérese, quiero saber. Luis, necesito un poquito la lista otra vez. Porque creo que tengo aquí, a ver si los tengo repetidos.
No importa.
No, porque voy.
No, pero necesitamos agregarlo a la lista.
No está ahí el 104, ve ahí hay unos.
¿Cuántos hay? Le pones a ver.
What is the duplicate?
These are petitions.
No, the duplicate that I just gave you.
What you just gave.
Take one, I just need the paper. That doesn't work.
Something to write on?
I just need something to write on.
You have my petition as well?
Right on the back.
Okay, 104.
She has it. I gave it to her.
Espérate a ver si están todos.
You have mine, right? 804, ¿qué otro más?
We have the good part is that we have with these guys, you're gonna have to.
That's why every month I have to give them a check, I have a photocopy it, stamp it,
Venía todo organizadito.
and even with that, it still hit the leaf in December.
Ah, el tipo ese ya me envió.
¿Miércoles fue?
Yo creo que sí. Ok, vamos. Yo no sé si están repetidos, pero vamos a hacerla.
Hold on to the checks and
Dale.
¿No puedes mirar en la lista de él?
Rafael was
Hágale el papel.
confessing to that.
El papel y que la
She
nota
dropped off his $30,000 in checks.
Préstame un
He would have
momento.
taken
Ya se lo
Dale
doy.
ese papel
Needed
a
the
él para que
funds.
Ya se lo doy.
He took it.
No, porque él es que quiere que esto lo firme. Ok, 104.
Shut up about 30 minutes on
Me ayuda a echar el
No, pero acá hay 100 y yo no me
104. ¿Ya?
¿Me puedes correr tu camarita, gordito, please?
¿Cuál es su seis?
Aquí está, ya lo tengo. Ya lo tiene, ese ya lo tiene. No, no está. Porque eso me lo acaban de dar. 109. Dale. 108. 216. 503. Espérese, no me lo pase todavía. 503. 303.
Sí está.
116. Él me lo acabó de entregar.
Sí, yo sé.
116 no lo tengo.
Y que eso que está doble, eso es lo que se va a presentar.
Sí, ese no es.
Está reuniendo, está poniendo.
Ese no,
Ahorita lo chequeamos.
El 116 es el nuevo.
No, ese es el incorrecto.
Que está doble.
Ese es el incorrecto.
Y ya me entregó el nuevo.
Yo te entregué el nuevo.
El doble está ahí. Está doble, está ahí.
¿A dónde está?
El de arriba.
Ese, el 303 creo que es el
303.
sí.
Antes los que están repetidos no los puedo poner así. Ya, espérese.
Porque no entienda.
Espérese, María. 104.
Ese no está.
¿Tú te diste cuenta? Yo lo vi.
611.
Tenía un papel y un lápiz.
Está repetido, ¿no?
Ese sí está repetido.
El 515 no está. El 109.
Sí, no, tampoco, dale. El 1008 tampoco. Estos son los nuevos que arreglan. El 216 sí está. Sácalo, saca el 216.
No, porque estos son los que allá no están.
Ah, ya no está. 503.
Polla, este ya les tomó. Fotos a esto.
¿Y a esos hay que sacarle fotos? ¿Estos son los nuevos?
Sí, este ya les tomé. Creo que sí.
No, estos eran los que
Bueno,
estaban en la cosa que me lo quitaste de la mano.
Hay que seguir chequeando allá.
Estos eran los que...
Esos son los que tengo que chequear.
Ajá.
Dale, tómale foto a
Pero
eso.
cuando yo los saco, los pongo acá. ¿Qué hiciste con la pila que estaba acá? ¿Se la entregaste al señor?
No es esa es la pila que estaba allá.
Repetidos.
Esos están chequeados ya, esos no están chequeados.
Este ya les tomó fotos, pero yo necesito sacarle fotos para mí. Espérese, María.
Y ya cuando la gente empezó a empezar, tú quieres estar responsable de todo esto, y esto no.
Digo que no. Esto se los da él, que estos son los
Eso después lo están metiendo otra cosa.
Si quieres no me cayó. ¿Cuál es ese? El 117.
Espere, porque si no nos confundimos, ¿no? Espérese, María.
El 117 tampoco está.
Ya, esto ya. Ahora sí, María.
117 no está.
¿Tampoco? Usted tómale foto a este, me le va tomando foto a este. 212. ¿Eso es 212?
212.
Algo que me manda, pero hace tiempo que no. Eso está un payment plan.
Yo no lo
Y
veo.
eso toca a mi siguiente gente, con un payment plan. Pero ya debe como 30,000 pesos en la plata.
Y se la pasa al señor.
¿El 17?
Aquí está.
Sí, aquí saca.
Este va a pasar.
Ah, porque ya estaba.
Ya está ahí.
Sepáralo, pero no lo juntes.
No.
314 dice.
314.
Yo no lo veo.
No,
Fotos. 402. Aquí está.
aquí. Míralo para acá.
401. Yo creo que sí.
Foto al señor.
411.
Que me parece que
Sí,
ya
está.
lo he dicho a mucha gente. Hey, if anybody's interested, you might want to ask the IRS, might pay taxes.
¿Cuál?
On the money you got for purchasing apartment 704. That's a $60,000 some dollar wire transfer. You got certificates and you can.
607.
605.
Ahí no está.
Doesn't matter.
615. Aquí está.
Para acá.
¿Está repetido?
Sí.
Pero tómelo usted, no, porque usted lo ve.
616.
616.
They know that the income of these owners is just not low for this. They don't care.
702.
Ahí está.
If you want me later to file another complaint with DPR, and I have to go back to my office, we need to do that. Once Raul send these, we're gonna be, how many owners,
06 creo que sí.
we gave them?
No.
Dime. ¿Qué pasó? Ajá. Ay.
Son fotocopias. Si la firma es fotocopia.
Sí, pues yo le dije a
Ese es el mío.
I don't know what the number is, we need to ask them that, because 10%, we got it.
¿Cómo está Maite?
Plus some of the, 25, what is that? So waive the reserve?
Ajá.
Ah,
Ok, y ahí lo va a pedir también, pues tienes cheques que tú pagaste por el trailer y todo. Y me tienes a mí de testigo. Solo vamos a ver.
¿Estaba o no? No estaba.
Solo no te preocupes.
Sí, está, míralo aquí.
Ok.
El primero está allá.
Tú ves lo que te digo, de que no es darle depresión, no es darle el placer de que a ti te pase nada. Me haces caso. ¿Ok?
10.
Ay, qué bueno.
Sí.
Aquí está. Listo.
Ah,
Ve, mira, el libro sí está ahí, pues, está pasando con el de
No es esto.
Acá.
no, ella va a ir a matarse, eso es lo de menos.
Entra la lista.
Ay, gracias. Mira,
Señor,
ajá. Pero hay las cosas bonitas fuera con las luces y todo, como yo te dije a ti, para darle dolor de cabeza de que no tienes dinero, pero tú tienes dinero para ponerlo. Ajá. Pero pon las luces que yo te di, todo bien bonito, ¿ok? Good. Me alegro. Quito todas las mierdas que engañas que tú tienes ahí adentro, todo eso, arregla todo bonito. Te voy a comprar la pintura para que tú fanes, te lo mueves todo después. Yo te voy a comprar la pintura. ¿Ok? Lo único que yo te voy a pedir. Lo único que yo te voy a pedir es y quiero que me lo hagas. Es cuando tú vayas a la tienda, yo no te puedes hacer. Pero yo he pedido. Recuerda que yo te creo en todas las cosas que yo he pedido. Me pones una vela blanca y cuando la enciendas, gracias. Es lo único que tienes que hacer. Tú estás pidiéndole con una vela blanca y cuando la enciendas, di gracias. Es lo único que no estás sacado de no tiene que ser de ningún tamaño. La venden de cristal, eso es lo que vale. La venden de cristal. Con una vela blanca y di gracias. No te estoy diciendo de ningún santo, no gracias. Ok, yo sí creo. No, ella está volada. Y el 21 vamos a ir a huevo y sacar todas las cosas porque ella lo va a poder hacer con el huevo. Porque ella no va a
Está cagado, él sabe que esto va a tener que llegarse. Yo dije eso de 20 años, yo mismo por cada pueblo.
Como le dijimos a todo el mundo, ella
Lo que ellos dicen a la gente, ustedes están atrasados. Y después le meten el primer threat de foreclosure y se quedaron solos. Ya con eso ya están pidiendo dinero que ellos no tienen derecho a pedir. Es como si te digo, mira, yo voy a tu casa si no me das que
así como hacen ellos, no paga, te quito la.
Ya con eso, bueno, eso es delito federal.
Eso a ver, tú lo tienes.
Sí, ellos saben la ley, ellos saben, eso se lo dije y se lo puse para que sepan claro. Todo el mundo sabe que el momento que hacen los pagos a la agencia y ese está momento que te mandan los cupones, ya con eso ya me dieron el pedido de dinero.
Para que él vea que yo tengo mitad con
Pero tú no le das. Con eso era suficiente ya para llamarlo. En este caso no me dará. Mire que como esta pendeja está fuera del país.
Ahí está fuera del país.
Ajá, puede estar ahí para poder
pero ese es el último cuento que yo tengo.
Ahora voy a hablar con él.
Es un grande, ¿no?
Cara de descarada que bonita es la
Ok, vamos a entrar a ver si hay niña.
Yo voy a trabajar en eso.
Ok, por lo menos eso me tiene contento. Pero recuérdate de haber hablado. Entonces, entonces tú no tienes en la mente de meterlo en nada para hacer el traspaso también. ¿No? Entonces aquí ¿verdad? Bueno, si conseguimos el roommate. Sí. Bueno, de aquí el viernes vemos. Si el viernes no se ha conseguido nadie, entonces hacemos el traspaso a ver. Para esperar el título y dar tiempo y hacer lo que vamos a hacer. ¿Me entiendes? Y hacemos eso. ¿Ok? Porque de todas formas tiene que ser el tiempecito para hacer lo de familia y todo. Pero bueno, ya entonces, si ya eso tiene eso, entonces ahora tengo que pagar. Ya está quitado. Ok, ya recibiste la carta de la asociación para el late payment. Esta tarde, que todavía no lo he recibido. Ok, cuando lo reciba me lo dice para entonces mandar ese cheque para pagar la deuda. Entonces ahora sí se puede pagar. Ok, ¿tú ves? Vale, They just called me. They called it from the state. We won the case. Yep, I told you. She signed it. I told you. So Friday, by Friday, she hasn't rented the state. She hasn't gotten a good person. The guy has a bulldog, so that's a big dog. So ¿me entiendes? So yesterday on Facebook, we put I paid $9 to upgrade the announcement. You know, so let's see if it works. If she gets somebody, if she doesn't get nobody, then on Friday we're gonna do the traffic. Okay, but she won the case. I told you she signed it. I told you. And they called me already, they told me. Ya no sé dónde está la ley. ¿Entiendes? Gracias a Dios. Ok, so imagínate, ahora no vamos a poner el dedo.
Cuando se meten al nivel del día, no se va a ver posible. Cada vez que hace una llamada, ellos están oyendo, ellos están viendo. O sea que por teléfono, ellos tienen el chip de cambio. Si ellos saben tu teléfono, saben cómo conectar tu teléfono, ellos van a saber en dónde tú estás exactamente. Y hay algunos hasta en qué piso de un edificio.
Estoy detrás de ti. No, mira, me voy a mover para allá abajo. No, porque está buscando mi cartera.
I made a copy of all the terms and said, I'll get back to you. I waited an hour and asked my professional, I'll email it. I never got a response.
My husband found a guy.
Exactly, to give instructions. You just not do. That's your job. He fixed it. To manage. And I'm coming here, I pay it. And I don't know air conditioning. It can happen.
It was the
Once a rain.
I'm sorry. Otherwise, it just pulls inside though. Take a look at your air conditioner. It's got a little tilt like this.
I paid $350 to a company to come and basically tell me that's everything. I pay extra money for the guy to fix the whole, we record everything, the whole is completely dry.
And the lady is now against me. She wants me to pay her.
And I paid them back. So you went up like a it happened to me. My president, my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gilda, right? Gilda, that's her brother. Yeah, Gilda.
I understand. Yeah, I paid him to the phone, he never showed me. He doesn't answer me on the phone. So we talked to the Steve. Even if you said the president is gonna resolve the problem. Grandma.
She had a leak with the air conditioner, there was some seal that was coming into that little channel they got for the air conditioner. So it's got like two tubes that come out to it, but you don't have that leak, so you don't know where it's coming from. You said that the box is dry, right?
But anyway, I redo it completely new now. The guy fixed the lady Steve told me he's in the hospital this week. He says he doesn't have anything for 4 years.
I don't feel that he's been going through a this sort of detox. I know the last couple of months has been all he's been sick. This guy, he said he was crapping himself for a bunch of days. I think it's just too much stress. No, apparently he's in detox. I think it was like steroids. Too many steroids are messing with your body. If you want, Maria has an issue with air conditioning. She probably know all the stuff you need for that, but she knows a bunch of good contractors. And he does good contracting. If there's anything that you can't find in the box, or to give you the requirement, you can probably do it.
I need somebody to fix the ceiling now. It's a little bit stained, so that needs to be fixed.
If you want, write me your email and I'll send you Oz's email. I don't know if he does little jobs like that, but I know a fellow that did some work in my department, Ezekiel, he used to work here as a guard. He also fixes an apartments. He's a handyman.
But let me tell you this, okay.
You said both things, you gave me two rules.
Okay, I got it.
73 proxies.
Okay, count number 4. I'm reviewing the meet, the requirement.
I'll send you either his email if I have it or his phone number.
Katarina Pressing. If you don't have it, just add. Thank you.
So you can, like this, you are taking away the right to vote. You cannot vote twice, but the reason is like here. No, we're talking about people.
They didn't ask.
No, but the thing is that we have not taken a vote to waive the reserve
Exactly.
at the meeting. So the reason I'm here, and if we speak at the meeting, doesn't preclude me from voting.
We knew you were ready to that. You were ready to so that's why we did it this way.
And Maria, I came and asked all questions about that, how to fill it out. And he said he was going to ask someone, I guess Mandolin Hotel or whoever. And he was going to email me. I never got an email. But that's a very unprofessional, I'm sorry, that is.
Sorry, he's seldom done.
Okay. And it's not just him, it's the manager's position, they have to do that.
Should be 73 for the proxy.
No 13.
Plus one,
From 1 to 17.
the order.
There is no 118.
No.
No, I read it.
No, you read the old one, you didn't read the new one. That's a new amendment, that most people don't have.
¿Y quién es él?
Levanta la cartera y pregunta quién.
Cada vez que me llama ese pedo.
Levántale la cartera y pregunta quién.
No, perdón. Usted tiene 21 días para presentar la obligación de
I never give a project to anybody and I feel
Board of
bad.
Directors.
I never get.
It's over 150% of the operating budget, excluding recess. So if that exceeds 150%, then you have 21 days, with 10% of the unit order, they reach 21 days from 30, 21 days.
After this we are made.
And
After
then
this we are
the
made.
board, in 2 weeks,
Give me the paper to sign.
then the
Give me the paper to sign, so he takes this one and see me. We take a photo with the signature.
let me give you.
Maria, what was the final count?
And then the board has 2 weeks to send a new board. If you only want to send their own budget, then you have 50 plus 1% of the voting interest of the county.
Oh, isn't it good? Pero hay unos que
Sí, es mi teléfono.
Because we reject it, and we're gonna drop it. No. Once you reject the budget, once you reject the budget, they purchase in the previous budget for this year. That's why you can make it. You clarify, you say, I'm not understanding. No, really, I'm not understanding.
No, but he has 7 years of being at board.
So you have a copy of it?
Board? 7 years. Please, give it to me.
Okay, then.
I'm nervous. I'm sitting and all the ladies are standing and doing Luis. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. My real name?
Right.
806 and 609. I don't want the people to know.
Why
Yeah.
not? Right? I would.
Okay.
Raúl, usted cortó el bollo porque creo que me grabó todo el fundillo ahí sentada. Me tuvo que haber grabado todo el fundillo, toda la...
El próximo.
Ay,
La petición.
ay, mira que está su esposo, se vino armado hoy.
La petición. Le saca un contrato.
María García.
Y hace un recibo similar. Hace una lista.
Ellos dicen que soy
Hace un
memoria.
recibo similar.
Yo protejo lo mío. Ay, qué tonto.
¿Lo firma?
She already has it.
Sí, pero have to read.
No, ya con él.
No.
Gracias.
You don't have problems.
Yo trato de no atormentarme con estas cosas. Hay bastante que le está atormentado y yo creo que...
Tenemos
21
10
days.
days.
21 days.
Aquí tienes 10 days, ¿no?
21 days.
Pero este hombre es una enciclopedia, no se olvida de nada y la experiencia que
But we
tiene.
present it the earliest as possible.
Luis, y se puede
Una
hacer
maestría
un
chumbo que empezó
se puede
la
hacer
gritería
un
por los votos.
complaint
Pero chumbo que empezó gritando, coño, no tiene voto ahí.
por lo que ellos they post the
El
budget.
budget que ellos aprobaron. Por eso yo.
Brincó de 801 a 814. ¿Qué te pasó?
No, él invalidó tu voto.
Sí, lo vi.
Yo me río. Estás invalidado, mira, entre los 16 presentes que están acá.
Validaron votos de las personas que estaban presentes.
Él no sabe lo que está haciendo.
When he walked in, I thought he was
Él
going
dice
to
que
talk
uno
to
no se
the
puede,
If I would have been him,
él dice que uno no se puede autodesignar para votar.
so it's not to be careful what you talk about. When you are handling
Nos designamos a nosotros
something
mismos
like that.
para...
Because they have the right to approve the previous one, the $400,000.
Nosotros estamos
Then you can complain
nunca
because
hizo un count,
sí,
él nunca tomó una lista de presentes. ¿Qué le pasó a papel quién está presente?
Pero están por arriba.
¿Eh?
Están con el 29% increase anyway.
Pero incluye las reservas, ¿no?
Todos
Without
esos
reserves?
16 votos que él dice que están invalidados porque las personas están presentes.
Because
Y él dice, si está
you
presente,
need about 150,000
voto en
increase. After that, you are over the 150%.
They are.
And they are.
They were
estoy presente.
43% increase and
Reduce 15.
reduced from 358,000, so it went down to 29,000 increase. 29%, I'm sorry.
806.
So they are still over the
Yes, yo saqué el cálculo por el nuevo budget. Están over anyway, so they are.
aquí tengo la lista de la gente que you guys don't want.
Siéntate por favor.
Ya está ausentado demasiado.
Sí, pero mira la gente.
Pero huevo, nada que si tú no ves dicho el momento.
O sea,
Pasa.
8609.
Esto de gritando ahí de que no me contaron mi voto y no contaron, si no.
y tomar en cuenta lo que sea, pero
Y el presente.
contacto, porque estas personas son o lo mandaron y
Encontramos personas que están envueltas y que saben.
Well, they can do whatever they want, but they cannot overcharge. But the thing is, you improve and you send it down. So that's the only way is by 35 days, because you want some come here, hand it to him. Well, it's not
¿Dónde
him.
es ese?
You
Lo
send
mismo
it
que
to
por los
the
pisos.
management
Este es nuevo.
With the management company, as long as they overcharge you, they feel. And then they have to go. Or you can do it by mail, send it to him, or the management company, they have to pay. Bring it here. I always bring it. And then, anyway, I get the letter. When I come back here, when I come to the next one, I know that.
¿Cómo se mantiene?
But that's something that gets automatically sent.
Mucha gente, la gente envuelta, que tienen que hacerlo por tanto.
Nobody
No,
knows.
él está sentado en esa silla, 3 horas al día, solamente esperando que venga la gente. Esto pasa un mapa, esto va, no cambia un poquito. Nada, él es el conserje que tiene que estar ahí. Claro, pero esa posición antes es el mantenimiento. Yo lo que hace aquí siempre había una persona que hacía mantenimiento con un ayudante. Y ellos eran los que cambiaban. Adiós, Renzo, les digo. Ellos cambiaban los pintar las cosas, pintaban, porque hay que pintar.
Si siguen dando, porque no sé si van a sacar otra locura de la oficina.
Oye, Tania, felicitaciones.
Ah, ok.
58 años de casado hoy.
Hoy mismo, qué regalo más lindo han tenido, no se puede pegar. Estamos festejando el aniversario. Este es el regalo. Claro, ese es el mejor regalo. Ahora tienen que pagar no sé cuánto. Óyeme, no, pero espérate. Cuando ya se presenta la petición, ellos tienen que poner un hold de mantenimiento. Ellos no pueden cobrar esta publicidad.
No, because it reverts to the previous one.
Tienen que
And they had
hacer.
to-
Y si ellos lo empiezan a descontar, es otro caso para el DVPR. Nosotros vamos a ir hoy a presentar 3 casos. El del 15%, el de la...
¿Cuál es 15? El budget.
Sí, el del 15 ya se había presentado, ahora se lo voy a presentar.
El del 115%.
El del 115% ya se había presentado, pero lo rejecten porque no estaba aprobado.
El 115%.
Sí, ese se presentó, pero ellos lo mandaron para atrás y dijeron no, hasta que no esté el
Hasta que no
budget,
pase.
no lo pueden hacer. Por eso tuvimos que esperar hasta hoy. Ahora, ese lo vamos a presentar. Vamos a presentar el de... El otro es el de... lo habíamos apuntado. El del meeting que se tenía que haber cancelado por los 14 días.
Por los
porque es un
14
nuevo
días.
budget. Y el otro lo tenía apuntado.
¿Son 3 separados o todos juntos?
Sí, el complaint es que ellos aprobaron un budget que no cumple con los 14 días.
Exacto, ese es otro. Y el primero es el del 115%, porque esto yo hablando de estilo, está por encima.
El de hoy, el
Ese 140% por encima del 15%.
Es el 40%. No, pero él piensa que cuando él leyó lo del 115, yo se lo mostré acá. Cuando yo le mostré el 115, no, pero esto es 40, no es 115%. O sea, ni siquiera sabe hacer la matemática. ¿Qué nos trajeron a la oficina de acá? Es impresionante.
El de hoy es doble, porque se pasa del 25% y no fue avisado.
Me gustaba cómo quería esconder el número. 1.2.
Ah, I have to pray now. Well, Elsa,
Mira, es fácil decir que otro trabaje, pero
She just left. If you go and follow,
No se notan las cosas. No se notan las cosas.
Okay, Stephanie, ya
Bye,
Bye.
Talk to you later.
Es una muñeca. Good job, Elsa. So you guys are walking into the DVPR or
I'm going to get all
Tengo unas
the
cosas ahí que tengo
together. I have my cover letter printed and everything.
Oye, estuviste
Yeah, I'm
trabajando
filing
cantidad.
another one for the records
Una
request.
hora sin parar.
Wow.
So the first one stick, this one is gonna stick as well.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that we have to manage the management.
That's a good way to say it.
Definitely have to manage.
Preguntaste por tu cartel a ver si apareció.
El policía dijo que iba a venir hoy a... No, el bobo dice que tiene que llamar al de la compañía de cámaras para que la arreglen. Y el policía va a venir hoy.
Se la arreglan después, lo que pasó antes no está, así que. El tema es que.
No, él dice que no tiene acceso a ninguna cámara, que están todas rotas. Que todas las cámaras del lobby están rotas. Me robaron el poster board, el que dice que acá tenemos servicio de conserjería, pero durante 6 años, pero aquí no hay mantenimiento. Es que vivimos en la mugre, el óxido.
¿No se ven las 70 cámaras que tienen aquí?
Y la falta de mantenimiento. So that was it, Tanya, total success. Congratulations. Total success. Pretty soon, the crooks are going to be out. All of them. Including the concierge.
Él no tiene que
Es una de
limpiar.
las torrentes más grandes de todos, es él se
No,
lleva el
señora,
premio.
está
Sí, él puso a sus empleados a hacer affidavits falsos en contra mío y eso está incluido en su mantenimiento. ¿Verdad? Usted lo conoce porque usted no vive acá. Si usted lo duda, yo se lo voy a poner en el website para que usted lo vea. Especialmente para usted, usted lo va a ver. Usted lo va a ver. Aquí no hay mantenimiento y no hay servicio de conserjería. $144,000 al año.
Yo lo dudo.
Para hacer recepción de valijas. Nosotros que vivimos acá vivimos en la
Una
mugre.
pregunta.
Ahí el cuarto piso.
Me
Lo que
permite
veo
una
es el
cosa.
cuarto piso.
¿Y por qué usted no lo denunció? Que había falsificado una cosa, fue legal. ¿Y por qué no lo denunció? Llamaron para hablar de él.
No, yo lo veo por el abogado y el abogado es...
¿Qué le dijo? Ah, está vendido, él lo compró.
No, es que el abogado que yo busqué era un jovencito que estaba como pendejito.
Yo que un abogado, no sé yo. Si alguien firma una affidavit falsa, lo denuncia y ya. No hay que ser abogado. Lo que pasa es que es fácil hablar porquería.
Ay, Dios mío.
Y delante de mí no se puede hablar tontería.
Amén.
Amén. Amén, Jesús.
Yo le estuve rezando ya. Mira, no le hice un arcángel también.
Va a venir con eso.
Se me sentó el diablo al lado.
También eso en el condominio. En el otro condominio denunciaron al presidente porque había firmado, no, a la Management Company, porque había firmado con una affidavit de un documento falso. Eso es lo más estúpido que hay porque el notario no es responsable de lo que dice el documento. Su responsabilidad es verificar que el que firma se identifica propiamente.
Sí, eso es todo.
Lo que hay adentro es responsabilidad del que la mandó y el que la recibió. Hay que saber un poquito de eso. No soy abogado.
No, yo me puse a ver eso del notary y estaba, oye, ¿esto qué hace? Y sí. Tú es quien tú eres.
Si usted falsifica un documento,
No, yo sé que eso arriba de ti.
el notario no es responsable de lo que diga.
Sí, en la que verifica la identificación. Eso lo sé.
La explicación depende. Si él mintió en la aplicación, entonces tiene un caso en contra de él si fuera verdad.
Sí, porque la única responsabilidad con él es si él sabía que la identificación que tú presentaste era falso. Es el único caso.
No, sí, la única responsabilidad de él es la firma, pero sin embargo, últimamente, los notarios te leen el documento, que antiguamente no lo hacían. Se lo leen para ver si hay algo que no debe firmar.
Una pregunta, porque desconozco cómo es aquí, ¿no? Donde hay una votación de dos partes, se supone que hay alguien oficial o legal o objetivo de las partes que fiscaliza 30 votos a favor, 20 en contra, ganó Pirulo, Mengano, Sultano. Aquí todos votamos, enviamos los votos a ellos por sí o por no, y son ellos los que dicen ganamos o perdimos, pero no sabemos por cuántos votos.
Bueno, ellos tienen que reportar.
No hay un control oficial.
Por eso yo pregunté y me dijeron que no sabían.
Pues, pero normalmente aquí son así.
No hay, la única parte...
Son así. Sí. Si no hay fiscalización. Yo voto contra usted y yo cuento los votos y yo le digo, yo le gané a usted.
Tú puedes solicitar ver los documentos. Cualquier dueño tiene derecho a revisar los documentos de la votación, es permitido.
Bien.
Entonces tiene derecho a sacarle fotos. Entonces usted le hace el análisis, todos los votos, le saca fotos a cada uno de los votos y el resultado.
Así que esa información es pública que uno puede acceder.
No es pública, es de los dueños.